Hi, everyone. Welcome. My name is Luiza, and I am the Georgia team lead here at the Georgia Center for Nonprofits. And today we're going to do a quick little video about a little bit of an overview of Georgia Gives for those that are new or for those that maybe just need a refresher. So hopefully this answers a lot of the questions that you have. So first things first, we want to talk about what is Georgia Gives on Giving Tuesday? So led by, like I said, the Georgia Center for Nonprofits, or affectionately known as GCN, Georgia Gives on Giving Tuesday is the state's biggest day of generosity, or the biggest giving day. Since 2017, we actually partnered with the global Giving Tuesday movement, giving GCN the privilege to serve as the official organizer for the entire state of Georgia. So that's why it's called Georgia Gives on Giving Tuesday. A lot of folks are confused about what's the difference. It's all the same thing, right? It's the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. It's this big day where we try to get everybody to connect and raise dollars for Georgia nonprofits. Since we founded this movement in 2012, we have raised more than $120 million, which is absolutely amazing and incredible, and why we want to continue to make that bigger and better every year. And for those that aren't aware, the actual GeorgiaGives.org website is run off the Mighty Cause fundraising platform. So we'll talk a little bit about that and some technical information and some other resources that we have. Next, I wanted to talk about results from last year, just to give an idea of the movement details. So last year, we saw over $400 million in media impressions. We have a PR team that works to get our messaging out there with news and other media organizations throughout the state. That's everything from broadcast TV, like our amazing partners at WSB TV, to radio stations, billboards, etc. These guys are helping get the word out, and sometimes have opportunities to get organizations to be a part of interviews. So last year we saw a 22% increase in those media impressions. So we're really happy about that. Continue to grow awareness for the movement with locals around the state. In terms of monetary donations, last year we saw $29 million raised in the state of Georgia. That was an 8% increase year over year, which was great. We weren't sure how last year was going to do. It was a very crowded year. We had an election. We also know that there was a lot of economic reasons why people might have held off a little bit. So that's amazing to see that number increase. On the GeorgiaGives.org platform itself, there's a few numbers here that I wanted to share. So first and foremost, every year we do prizes. Last year we had about $39,000 in prizes that organizations won, and that's awesome. We saw over 13,000 donors and 14,000 donations, and out of the thousands of nonprofits that are on the website, any 501c3 is eligible is on the website. We saw over 1,100 raised dollars. So that's great. That's pretty par with what we saw the year before. And so our goal is to always increase that number, but also you don't have to use the Georgia Gives platform to participate. We'll give you reasons why. And, if you have your own, there's ways to integrate. It's really about making it work for you. And we're just here to help you along the way. With that, I kind of want to step back and just talk about what is the vision of our campaign. Ultimately, is to grow generosity in Georgia. What does that look like? We think of dollars as generosity, but that's not the only way. It's really just thinking about how do we grow that in any type of way or fashion, right? Is it giving, your time as a volunteer? Is it giving your prizes, donations, not just of dollars, but, are you donating, items, clothes, and anything, your time, anything? That's really about being generous. And so how can we continue to grow that in our state? When it comes to our team's goals, we have three that really don't usually change. The first one is, we are as a campaign team, we're really looking to increase awareness of the movement, not just with organizations, but with donors, right? That's where that PR work comes in, the marketing. So we're working on making sure we're promoting that idea so that every Georgian knows that, Georgia Gives on Giving Tuesday is the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. And that's maybe when I try to give my donations for the year. Secondarily, and very importantly, our team is focused on driving nonprofit fundraising capacity. So that's going to be reflected in all of the different resources that we do, right? We have a lot of resources dedicated to the platform itself, how to use it. It's pretty simple, but there's some basics, but then you can continue to make it more and more advanced, and it's not that hard. So we'll continue to help nonprofits use the platform. Obviously, marketing and fundraising resources are huge. We really want to drive that, improve the skills of nonprofits by sharing best practices, sharing templates, having webinars or calls, sharing success stories. Basically, how can we help you do better every year? Because we know resources are limited with nonprofits. So we're here to try to fill that gap. And finally, right, we're trying to connect citizens with nonprofits. We can measure that through, the monetary donations. That's one big way that we look into that. But these goals are our goals so that you're aware of what drives us as a team. I wanted to then give organizations a little introduction as to what else our team is working on. So obviously we have our media campaign, and that is a lot of different things, right? That's the PR that I mentioned. Then there's a lot of marketing and communications, and that's our social channels, which, Instagram is one of our big ones. Our email. So if you haven't signed up, that is like one of the #1 ways to get fed resources and information. Our website that gets updated every year, as well as in-kind media. So, we'll have media partners donating billboards to us, donating digital media. So we leverage all of that to try to get the word out, not just to donors, but to organizations at large. Resources are huge. That's what we spend a lot of our time doing, and that looks like a lot of different things: videos, templates, webinars, toolkit, etc. Every year we refresh. I'm really excited about this year. We're going to go deeper into the topics that I mentioned: the platform, fundraising, marketing, and some planning. So hopefully, we're going to make the job easier for everybody. We also, like I said, we have in-kind prizes and dollar prizes. So in-kind prizes might be IHG gives 2 night stays, so nonprofits can win one of those to use in their fundraising campaign, or just those prizes, right? Usually we have a leaderboard, we have power hours, or golden tickets. So these are usually our prizes that the nonprofits are eligible for every year and compete for every year. And they are a great way to get your donors engaged. Even if you don't win, it's a talking point, right? Like, help us win this power hour. We didn't make it. We didn't make the goal. Let's try to win this power hour to help us make it. All of that, right? It's just ways to incentivize, gamify the experience for donors. And then last but not least, I was really excited that we launched 30 Days of Georgia Generosity last year. This was a way to connect with donors and organizations, but not make it just about dollars. It was a calendar where every day during the month of November, we were saying thanks to something, someplace. So we launched that last year. It was our first season, so we got some good engagement, but we want to continue to build that this year as a way for organizations to, use content or get inspiration for using content, as a way for donors to engage and continue to get to know. And it's just a way to build that vision of growing generosity, thanking something different every day that is a part of our lives, and sometimes we just don't stop and do. So it's just a fun way to participate. Finally, I'm going to close by just touching on some important milestones that we have coming up. So first and foremost, our 2023 website will launch in July, and so that will have 2023 information, including the resources, as well as our prize registration link that will open it up officially. throughout August and September, we will be announcing prizes as we get sponsors to come in. This whole time, we're also going to be sharing a resource a week. So make sure that you as an organization are signed up to receive our emails. Usually our prize registration will close sometime in October because November 1st is when early giving starts. So we will be counting, like for prizes for leaderboard, it will count during the entire November, so that if it's a way for you to engage with donors a little sooner. So obviously one day, like people might be busy. So we kind of use the month of November to really promote Georgia Gives on Giving Tuesday. So it allows donors to start engaging early and organizations to start talking early. November 1st is also when we launch 30 Days of Georgia Generosity. So make sure to mark that on your calendars, and hopefully you can join us this year. And then the big day, November 28th. This year is Georgia Gives on Giving Tuesday, which is a Tuesday. And then, we usually do start promoting, saying thanks to folks right after, but that final big number doesn't usually come in till mid-December. So we'll announce the platform totals the next day, but the larger amount that we get from Giving Tuesday, which includes in the entire state. So not just what was raised on the Georgia Gives platform, but what was raised for the entire state. That's a number that we announce in December. So quick little overview of all of the different milestones. We will talk about a planning timeline and resources on and all of that in future videos. But I hope that this answered a few basic questions. And of course, go to our website, georgiagives.org, to get to know more. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to us at team@georgiagives.org. Thank you for joining, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks.